Hey, what is up people? It is your goof Loco Spoof, and I want to apologize that this video took so long to come out. Right after RLCS ended, I had to pack and move places, and I've been getting set up in my new place. But that's done now, so hopefully I should be getting back to regular content. Anyways, a lot of you who follow RLCS probably already know what happened to our team, but I would like to just kind of go through and share our journey with you. And if you don't care about any of that, you know what, you can probably just skip to the end of the video and see the results anyways. Before that, I just want to give a huge shout out to my teammates. So number one, huge shout out to Bakadeo. Even though he had to step down, it was really fun playing with him for a week and he was a really good teammate. Shout out to Kudo Ramaswamy, who had never ever played in a competitive team before, but he was so open-minded, he was so open to criticism, and he learned so quickly, and he became such an integral part of the team in the 2 weeks we had to practice. And last, but certainly not least, shout out to Smidget. Now I know some of y'all didn't like him, but without him, we were nothing. He came in, he smacked our puckered ass cheeks into the gear, and he made us into an actually very solid team. And it showed in our results, as you'll soon see in the video. Nerd alert! Nerd alert! I'm a loser! Thanks to everyone who watched me on stream and cheered me on. I watched back the VOD and I saw you guys in chat cheering me on, and honestly that meant so much to me, you don't even know. I'm so grateful to have people supporting me even though I'm relatively unknown as a competitive player. So now I'm going to talk about how we did in the play-ins. So if you don't know, the play-ins consist of the top 128 teams from both North America and EU, and they're all fighting for a top 16 spot. We were seeded 37th in the tournament and we weren't expected to make it far given our seeding. But we didn't believe that. We believed in ourselves and we believed in our ability. Anyways, our first round opponents, they didn't show up and they DQ'd, so easy win, GG. And then right away we had our first hard challenge. Next we went up against Couldn't Care Less. Now these guys were seated higher than us. They were seated 28th. However, I felt like we had worked much harder than they had over the past 2 weeks, and I was incredibly confident in our ability to beat them. And beat them we did. We 3-0'd them and it was a pretty comfortable victory. So sweet, we had started off the tournament exactly how we wanted to start it off. However, our next opponent was Fibian, who was the number 5 seed, and they just kind of fucking steamrolled us 3-0. Like that, it wasn't even close, my boy. But whatever, that's about what it was expected of us so far. So now we're in the losers bracket. At this point we had to win 4 more series to make it to top 16. There was a bit of a long wait before our next series, so we just kind of did some mechanics, you know, kept our fingers warm, whatever. Come our next opponents, although they were relatively unknown, they had amazing team chemistry, like really good team chemistry. And although we were clearly the better team and we 3-1 them, they did manage to take a game, and you know what, kudos to those people. Up next, we were up against Fusion Corps, who had an ESL monthly elite on their team. They were a pretty decent team, but we held most of the pressure, and although they had the lead in a few games, it was still a pretty solid 3-1 series for us. Now this next series is where shit got real. We were up against Enix, who were the biggest threat in our bracket by far. They were seeded 15th overall all of North America. I had been hyping my team up all day by saying we had the perfect bracket, we could beat Enix, I knew we could. And this was the series where I finally had to back up my words with results. So first game, we came out strong, we got the first goal and then they scored back. And then Kudo Ramaswamy made the pass of his lifetime. Now I want to replay this clip a few times, and I want you to remember while watching this clip that this guy, Kudo Ramaswamy, had never played in a competitive team before. This absolute beast of a pass is what gave us the lead and ultimately the win in that game. At this point in the tournament, me and Smidget were screaming our heads off every single time we scored. There was so much adrenaline rushing through our veins. I think my parents were kind of annoyed, but I think ultimately their disappointment in me overwhelmed that annoyance, so you know, it all worked out. Game 2 rolls around, and you know what? I'm not gonna lie, we got fucked 5-0. I guess we relaxed a bit, or maybe we got nervous. I don't really know, but the point is we blew it in game number 2. So the series is 1-1 at this point. Now I said we had adrenaline in our veins before, but game 3 is where the adrenaline really started kicking in, like really hard. When it came time to play game number 3 against Enix, my arms were fucking shaking. Despite all that shaking and nerves, we still managed to play super duper solid, and we took the next 2 games and we beat Enix 3-1. This win cemented our spot as at least finishing tied for 17th in all of North America, and we would get at least 2 shots at making top 16. When I got up after this series, every single fiber in my body was shaking. There were muscles in my legs that I didn't even know existed, and they were shaking because of the adrenaline. It was such an incredible experience, and honestly I'm so ready to feel that way again. So if it wasn't obvious from my description of that last series, my butt cheeks were fully clenched during that entire series. Full clench. However, they soon loosened up as we got on to our next series. That's right, in our next series against my friends Ty, Aleutian, and Seabass, they just kind of slid it right into my untensed butt cheeks and they screwed us. 3-0. Wasn't even close. Only during the first game did we have more pressure than them, and they played super solidly. Like, this team played amazing. And you know what? That team, Emotion, managed to make it all the way through the losers bracket, all the way up into RLCS. So you know what? Congrats to them. They played amazing. At this point, we had one last chance to make top 16. We were in the RLRS playoff spot. We were facing Lachinio, Justin, and Epic Johnny. We actually ended up being streamed in front of 70,000 people, 40,000 of which were probably AFK for rewards, but 70,000 people nonetheless. Surprisingly, I wasn't actually that nervous. I was really nervous before the series, but going into it, I felt strangely calm. And I think both of my teammates got really nervous, and understandably so, because it is a big stage to be playing on. So we ended up losing the first game really hard, 5-1. The second game rolls around, and it starts off somewhat the same. About halfway through the game, we're 3-0, and at some point, just a switch turns on. Bam. And we start mounting a comeback. Now, unfortunately, we only managed to get 2 goals back, so we lost that game 3-2, but we were in the game now. We were ready. We were no longer nervous. So now came the time to prove ourselves. We had to reverse sweep them or we were out. Third game rolls around and we are ready. We come out strong. We go up by 2, and when they started to get some pressure, I made this incredible save.
Over aggression. We've seen them overcommit quite a lot here, and that's exactly how they're gonna lose the lead. Potentially.
Oh, Lachinio!
Whoa, Lachinio!
Oh, look at this save by Loco Nate! How does he make that out alive as the ball is crossed now?
Which felt really, really, really good to save. They eventually end up getting a goal back, but then we score again, so it's 3-1. And then in the last minute or so, they mount this incredible comeback. It's 3-3 overtime. We play solidly for a bit, and eventually I hit this boomer towards the net that Justin kind of flubs any own goals, but it didn't matter. We had showed up in that third game and we won. So at this point, there's a shining ray of hope. We're 2 games away from making RLRS. And then we got fucked in the 4th game and lost 3-0. Oh well. It was honestly an incredible experience, an incredible journey, and I cannot wait to do it again next season. It was a slightly disappointing way to end our journey, but oh well, at least we got to feel cool about playing on stream.
Honestly, kudos to the challengers, Sodium Chloride, a team that we have not heard of. But that's what's so cool. We haven't heard of them, but guess what? They can probably go watch that and feel cool for being on the broadcast.
Right axle toss. That's what we were there for. To feel cool. Anyways, if you like the video, you can like it, and if you want to subscribe, you know, you can also do that. That'd be kind of cool. I want to take these last few minutes of the video to reiterate a few things. Number 1, I can't tell you how much I appreciate my teammates. We were a last-minute team. We formed 1 hour before the deadline, and we came this far. We were 2 games away from making RLRS. That's incredible. So again, I'm putting my teammates' Twitters in the description, and they're amazing people, and you should all go follow them. I also want to reiterate that all the support I saw for me in Twitch chat when watching back the VOD of the stream was such an incredible experience. Like, that honestly meant so much to me, and I don't really know how to put that into words, but thank you guys for that, truly. Anyways, I think that's all I have to add for now, so thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.